Alright everyone, and we're back for part 2. According to the votes, people 1 do want to see this, and 2 want to see this with the audio commentary. So here we are with audio commentary. Basically, to get everyone back to up to speed, we went ahead and talked with Mr. Pokemon, and we are on our way to head back. However, we've run into a disturbance. It's that strange guy that we saw earlier in our home city. And this will be our first real battle. Now, unfortunately, this isn't with Smeargle yet. I will be very close to being able to get Smeargle. But until then, we deal with Chikorita and what will become our rival, which I'll name him in a little bit. Now, being level 9, this really isn't much of a contest. One more scratch should do it. There we go. Question mark was defeated. And his name is question mark, question mark, question mark. And he decides he will run off. But we're not going to pay too much attention to that. We'll go ahead and head back. Try to avoid fights. I think there's a way back without actually getting into the grass. Yep, here we are. So we'll head back and see what the disturbance is. I thought that Chikorita was a little familiar. Well, it turns out that the person we just fought stole a Pokemon. But fortunately, we got his name, and we're going to go ahead and name him. And for those of you that know the Boondocks and where my username comes from, will probably know what I'm going to name this guy. Riley shall be his name. For those of you who don't know, Riley is Huey's brother in the cartoon. I think it fits. So we get a mystery egg from we have the mystery egg that we show him that has a mysterious Pokemon that will hatch soon. And he sees that we have the Pokedex, which I don't know how much we'll be catching other Pokemon. We won't be using other Pokemon, but we will have to catch a couple of other Pokemon to be able to use HM, which are hidden moves, like Cut and Flash, that help out in the terrain outside of town, that we don't want to teach our Smeargle. But at the same time, I'm not looking to collect 250 Pokemon. That would be a little pointless for me and a waste of my money. A good way to use my money would be to buy stat boosts for my Smeargle as soon as I get the opportunity. But we finally got our Pokeball. They want us to talk to Mom, so we'll go ahead and talk to Mom. And she decides that she'll save money. And by saving money, she actually means she'll take a cut of our winnings from other trainers. And whenever we ask her for it, that's when she'll give it to us. It's basically there to try to be responsible for people that are going to blow their money otherwise. Now here we have a random bystander that decides he wants to teach us how to catch Pokemon, but I already know how to catch Pokemon, so I'm going to go ahead and skip that. But now we can get to the interesting part. We can start working to catch Smeargle. So I'm going to switch the game so that I can go ahead and fight Smeargles. And I'm going to collect maybe 2 or 3. That way I'll take a look at a couple, see which one's best, because, well, I'm gonna have to use a lot of the Smeargle, so, or ask a lot from this Smeargle, so. So, Pokeball Go. For those of you that also didn't know, the way to catch Pokemon is you weaken him until his life bar gets very far, or gets very low, and then you throw a Pokeball, which should have a good likelihood of catching it, although it's not for certain. I'm not going to give a name to Smeargle yet, but if someone has a good name for Smeargle, I am all ears. I might be a little selective with the name, but I still am open to suggestions. But until I hear something, I'll go ahead and continue to call them Smeargle. We have another one. Oh wow, level 4. That one gives me more of a head start. When it comes to raising Pokemon, the earlier you get them level-wise, the better off you tend to be. What I mean is, the level 2 one I picked up, usually if I were to raise that to level 4, it would have better statistics than this current level 4 Smeargle. That's not always the case, but that tends to be the case. Oh, there we go. We got a second Smeargle. Alright. Let's see if we can pick up one more. Ooh. That might be tough to not kill him. We'll see if this will do it. Oh, there we go. Go ahead and try our Pokeball now. Alright, that one didn't work. So as you see here, it doesn't always work. And as you also see, Smeargle can now use Scratch because it sketched it from Totodile. The moment it sketched Scratch from Totodile, that is the move that it permanently takes, even though I've caught the Smeargle. And this one's being a little resilient. I got one last Pokeball I can use. Oh, well, screw you then. I just have to go ahead and kill it. Congratulations, Totodile, you just made it to level 10. Now I will probably not be using you. Alright, let's take a look at our the statistics of our two Pokemon. Let's see. He looks good at speed and alright at defense. This one looks better at speed, but he still has, I think, similar defense stats to the last one. Oh no, they're comparable. This might be a case where I might need to get my level 2 one up to level 4 and then really compare them. That'd probably be the best way to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and heal them and work on training these two before I decide which one that I like. There was a question, I think he deleted his comment on my part 1. We're going to take a quick break. Well, actually, we're going to go ahead and switch the Pokemon. There was a question about how many Smeargles will I use. Will I use 8 or 6 Smeargles or 1? And the intention is to only use 1. And I don't necessarily think this is going to happen. If I run into a case where I think it's impossible for me to complete the game with just 1 Smeargle, then I might move to 2 Smeargles. But otherwise, I will be fighting with only 1 Smeargle. Man, Struggle does some damage, doesn't it? Alright, we'll switch for the other Smeargle because this one might not win that fight. Heck, that one would be a nice one to catch, it looks like. Wonder how much struggle actually does. Get a quick look at its stats, its new stats. I don't know if this is still enough to make a good choice. It looks like that one will end up being the faster one though, regardless. Give a potion to the Smeargle so that it can continue to train. Let's see what we have around here. Put it up against some normal Pokemon. Oh, that was strong. Now this is a good example of Smeargle having terrible statistics. It looks like even a Rattata is doing a good job against this Smeargle. I've got to switch out. The way that I plan to overcome some of these differences is with, since I will only be using one Pokemon, being able to keep its level up higher than my opponent's will be the key. It's a similar strategy to one I utilized in my very first run of Pokemon, where I believe it was Red. In that, I had a Charmander to start out, and essentially I relied almost solely on that Charmander. I had the Charmander, and who became Charizard. I relied on that, and at some point I picked up a Snorlax, and that was what led me until until I met Mewtwo, and then it was basically just the three of those. But let's see, Scratch. Hopefully the Smeargle wins because, ugh. The first couple battles are going to be a little tough. I'm going to have to spend some time training these Smeargles to get them up at a good enough level. There's going to be some grinding involved, and I'm going to try to avoid a lot of grinding, but or doing a lot of grinding on camera, just because it's really boring for me and it's boring for you. But there we go. That was a close one. Great, now that I can really compare them. Now that I've leveled up the other one. So I'm going to see you next time, and I might do some leveling up, maybe not. But I will see you guys next time.